Thank you very much, Joaquin Jake Perez. As you can see, an expert on transportation and a structural engineer. And we will complete this session with a person that is a former graduate from the Naval Academy at Mariel in Cuba, a member of the Marina de Guerra of the Brigade 25 of 6 during the Bay of Pigs invasion, was an officer at the Fort Benning School, and has spent many years in this endeavor, and we welcome with a lot of pride Andrés Vazquez Ramirez.
Thank you, sir. Hello, everybody. I am Captain Andrés Vazquez. It's a pleasure to be with you here. And we are going to talk about the reconstruction of the marine or naval maritime environment in Cuba. First, I would like to thank you, the Bacardi, for this opportunity. What you see there in the background, that is Club La Concha in Marinao, Cuba. That is an antique picture, and that is a lieutenant from the Cuban Naval Force. Cuba, or the Republic of Cuba, gentlemen, is not an island. The Republic of Cuba is an archipelago. It has one in around Isla de Pino. It has another one south of Camagüey, La Reina, north, between Matanzas and Santa Clara, the archipiélago Sabana Camagüey, and north in Penal del Rio, el archipiélago Los Colorados, one of the most beautiful, beautiful places that I have seen in my life, because the water there is clear blue. And Cuba it has 4,000 miles. Consequently, the Republic of Cuba is an archipelago, and the main island is Cuba and Isla de Pino. This is just a reminder. The actual situation in Cuba is really bad. You can see by the excellent presentation that we have here before, and really is scary. A quick change in the political situation in Cuba is going to create chaos, a big mess. We cannot do anything by putting 100,000 containers of cargo in Mariel when we do not have the means of delivery. And to deliver each container, we need a truck, we need a flatbed, we need a driver, we need bridges, we need highway, or you use railroad. That is called the intermodal transportation. And on top of that, the people don't think about, you need a receiving point, somebody who needs that cargo. When that cargo is delivered by truck, like happened here in Miami, they give you 2 or 3 days to unload the container. If you don't do that, you will be charged money, a lot of money, because that container has to be moving, and that container is not owned by the Cuban government or by the Cuban-American Marine. It's owned by the company, the shipping company who sent it to Cuba. Consequently, that container had to be returned to Maria quickly and fast. Cuba is paying a lot of money at this time, in this moment, millions of dollars, because of that delay. Because the people who receive the cargo in there, they could care less, they take a long time, and they have to pay for that, unless you buy the container. The logistic is a nightmare. And I look to me that we need a master plan to rebuild Cuba, or it's not going to work. The Navy, or the Merchant Marine, in this case, it can provide the logistic and the transportation. But from the port to the point of delivery and return is a matter of the government. It requires a lot of coordination, and I see the need that we have in Cuba, presented by this gentleman. We have to plan how to do that. Otherwise, it's going to be a disaster. Okay, we are going to talk about rebuilding the merchant marine of Cuba, and remember, the marine or the maritime environment is your welcome door in Cuba. As soon as you get there, unless you go by plane, you are going to meet the pilot, you are going to meet the security from the Navy, and the merchant marine is the gate that you enter to Cuba, and sometimes we don't consider how important it is. Okay, this is the step that we have to rebuild. It's hard to read from this point, but I think basically the gentleman before me had covered this subject. The last point to me is very important. Cuba needs a minister at the presidential level to consolidate all the maritime in Cuba, including the Navy, the Naval Air Force, the fishing fleet, the merchant marine, the port. All of that has to be at the minister level, directly with the president. I believe that Cuba has been turning his back to the sea for a long time. And the situation in Cuba economically is going to be terrible, maybe worse, and we never try to exploit the sea. And at the end, I believe that the Guantanamo base should be under control of the Cuban Navy and the US Navy, and has a joint command, like it's done in España, in Roda. I have been in the naval base. Guantanamo is unbelievable great, and we should give it to use to the U.S. Navy for training purpose mainly, and maybe, I don't think so we can use anti-submarine right now, but smuggling and anti-terrorism will be free. And if I were the president of Cuba, I would not charge a penny to the U.S. Navy. But then we had to rebuild the Cuban Navy with modern ship and modern helicopter, and create a very efficient work with the U.S. Navy. Next, let's talk about the port facility. I think you people have covered this before. You saved me the time to do it. But we need infrastructure. Unloading containers in a pier is the first step. You need warehouses. Sometimes you need warehouses with refrigeration. We need the electric power. Like Mr. Cerejo mentioned ago, we need communication, we need telephone, we need internet, we need control, we need planning. We have to know what we are doing, or the system is not going to work. And on top of it, we need money. I don't know where the money is going to come from Cuba. Cuba is in such a poverty right now. We will have to request around $25 billion to the U.S. government to begin the rebuilding. We need to request money to the World Bank, to the United Nations, to the bank in OEA, FMI. Man, we are going to need a lot of money, billions of dollars. And I see giving telephone to the people, communication, the Cuban people have no way to pay for. It has become a country unproductive, don't generate dollars. The poder adquisitivo, the income is almost very near. They are making about $10 or $15 a month. And boy, I don't know where the money is coming. We lose the quota azucarera. We cannot export sugar like we used to do to the United States. Then you better, or the new government, start thinking about where is the money going to come to do all of this stuff. The mega port of Mariel. I am from Mariel. I have movie, I have a website, I have published in Mariel. They are doing a heavy investment. Brazil is taking this opportunity to build a nice port to eventually, when the business open with the United States, be in a good position to beat anybody else. But Brazil can be accused of collaboration con la dictadura. And right now, the people who work there, they have to use the Cuban employee and the supervisor from Cuba. And they are paying $10 to $15 a month. And they are paying the Cuban government 20 times more. They really are looking for a problem, as far as I am concerned. I know that we cannot confiscate what the investment they are doing there. They invested $750 million. But they are transforming the port of Mariel, and on top of that, they are building a facility for oil exploration. Cuba has a great potential on oil they are looking for, and Mariel is going to be a port for that. Besides that, they are manufacturing plant. They expect to compete with China. And they have 2 or 3 problems. The main problem that they have is the embargo. Second is a lot of competition for the business from China when the Panama Canal is going to make a new canal with ship very, very large, with large capacity. And Mariel is supposed to be the main point, but it's a lot of competition. Miami is one of them. That is the future Navy. You see the letters ACE, AR, it means Search and Rescue Operation. Búsqueda y rescate. That is the basic future of the Navy that we need in Cuba, in close cooperation with the Navy aviation. Okay, we have a naval architect here in the Miami. I have been working with them in many projects. This is made by a Cuban, by the way, a Cuban who came from the Moriel boat lift, Arturo Barbato. That thing is about $50 million. He built mega yacht. And in Cuba, we have thousands and thousands of people unemployed that we can be putting them to work, building yacht and building platform to look for oil and to generate electricity. And this is the Naval Academy in Cuba. The oil, it needs to be rebuilt. That is promoción 14 y 15. Some of them are present right here, Arrechea, Cocoyola, Guzmán. They parade there. And it was the best Naval Academy in Latin America. This is the old stairs, 278 steps. This is the new stair. It's destroyed. And this is the first floor. That is an antique. It was made by the lawyer Rubens, who was secretary of Jose Marti, by the way. And the last, that's the Naval Hospital. We have the father of Mr. Cuervo, who is present here. His father, Dr. Cuervo from Cienfuegos, was the first director of the hospital. The hospital had to go back to the Cuban Navy and should give service to everybody in the maritime field. Thank you for the cooperation.